It's downright warm today. It's supposed to get up 60 degrees. We had this right before this last snow. We had real warm temperatures, but it looks like this time the warmth is going to try to hang in there. Last night was the last night that it was supposed to get down to freezing for the 10-day forecast. So looks like we're heading into spring. So that'll be nice. Get into spring and start seeing the greenery again. I was looking at some old videos I'd made. They're starting to pop back up for some reason on the feed. It's just beautiful. I saw a picture of the house that I'd made last September and all the green, beautiful summertime, springtime colors. So looking forward to that. Carolyn will get to pick her berries and start a garden. We'll do the corn garden, which kind of brings me to the topic I wanted to talk about today. I made a video just a few days ago where I showed you deer were walking right here in front of the house. And I even said in the video, it probably wouldn't do well. Folks don't like those kind of videos. The commenters do. I mean, every commenter said that it was just great. Well, almost every. But then after you got past the video part of the deer, I went into my daily vlog, talked about the deer. And it's funny, they fast forward through the deer portion. And then some people will comment and say, well, the deer are going to get your corn garden, which I specifically addressed at the end of the video. I talked about how I was going to keep the deer out of the corn. When the watch time drops like that, when they're fast forwarding through portions of the video or not finishing the video just does poorly. Because watch time, that's how they promote it. They determine how well the video is doing through watch time. And if watch time isn't doing well, then they just don't send it out to anybody. So that's what happened. So I'll just get back to doing my regular chores and try to keep this channel going as good as I can. Quite obvious that this channel is pretty dead. And it's funny because, you know, people will say, oh, people love this kind of stuff. Yeah, with the things that are happening in Ukraine, people are going to really start paying attention to this. And it's just, I don't think it's true. I think it's interesting how this channel works. When the country is doing pretty well, for whatever reason, this channel does well. But then when country seems to be doing pretty poorly, this channel seems to do pretty poorly. At least my measure of poor. I think what happens is people start watching the news. I don't know why. I don't know why everybody wants to be scared. And instead of doing things that make life better for themselves and live off grid or save back $4,200 and buy a piece of property, I don't know. They'd rather watch the news and be scared, I guess. That's the only thing I can think. But when you show happy pictures of deer, we can't have happy pictures of deer. So, a while back I was telling you why my wood stack is falling over. There's two things going on. The wind pushes these trees back and forth and knocks it over. So the wind is coming from the north and pushing it to the south. The other thing that's happening is with the rise and fall of freezing ground, that's knocking it over also. So I got these two piles. I'm going to rearrange these. I got a pile down there past the chicken coop. So I'm going to start slowly moving this down a little wagon full at a time. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. Get it over there and restack it over there. That stack hasn't budged, so I guess it's pretty stable. It's tucked in behind some trees, so that north wind probably isn't hitting it too hard. It's been almost 2 weeks since I started this thing, and it starts right up. I had no idea that John Deere's Brigg & Stratton motor was that much better than any other Brigg & Stratton motor, but it does so good. Wintertime, I've always struggled with lawnmowers starting, but this one never fails. So I will always buy John Deere components, battery replacements, everything. Carolyn has spent the fall and winter cleaning this area up. You can see there was an old building that fell down here. she's been cleaning this all up. Really is nice what she's done here. So that opens up the yard quite a bit. So as you probably know already, all our firewood has come from different locations. So people give it away. Free apps. We have this app called Free Stuff. And it monitors Facebook Marketplace. I've said this before. Craigslist, different things. And then when somebody posts something free, it pops up on your notifications. A lot of times people cut down a tree in their yard. They'll want to give it away. So we go and get it. Well, you got to be careful sometimes when you go and get it, because here you'll see that there's a nail in it. You'll be surprised how many times people put nails in trees, I guess for decorations or different things. This one's deep in the wood. It had been put there years ago because, I mean, look at the thickness of that wood. So that's just incredible. So when you're cutting it with the chainsaw, you got to be extremely, well, I mean, there's just no way to be careful. I'd have never found that. If I had to hit that with the chainsaw, I'd have just dulled the blade. That's all it would have been to it. One of the biggest problems we have is the different sizes of wood. Going to these different locations, nobody cuts it to the same size. So stacking makes it nearly impossible. Now I know a lot of people say, well, you should stack it according to the size and all that and have different stacks, but there's just no way to do it. I mean, you go to one location, this is all from the same place. Go to one location and you got one that's 2 feet long and you got another one that's 8 inches long. So it would just be impossible. I don't have enough property to store that many stacks. And then you'd have to tarp it. Of course, everybody wants me to build a wood shed to store it all in. How many wood sheds would you need? So, you know, it's just better just do your best and stack it the best you can. So I didn't check the tires. And normally I check the tires to see if they're flat before I start it up, but I didn't check the tires this time, you know, winter time. Well, sure enough, I got a flat tire. Now I don't know when it happened, so I've got to test it. Of course, I was up there in that area where Carolyn was cleaning, so there might have been a lot of nails. I have slime in the tire, so I'm really surprised if it flattened, because the slime should have plugged the hole. But if it didn't and there's a hole in it, I've got some plugs and I'll plug it up. So I'm going to inflate it real quick and we'll see where it goes from there. If I haven't broken the bead, I don't think I broke the bead. My generator has a 6-volt plug, so I'll be able to use my portable air compressor. All right, so I have some soapy water. I'm gonna pour on it. I think I can hear it. I'm gonna pour on it. We'll see if we'll get any bubbling. Okay, I found it, and it's not in a good spot either. It's on the inside sidewall right there. You should be able to see that bubbling right there. Now, when you plug a tire, you shouldn't plug a sidewall. It flexes too much. And with it flexing, it won't grab a seal. Now, I'm going to try it. Sometimes it works on lawnmowers. With this being the front wheel and it doesn't experience a lot of weight change, it might be okay. So I'm gonna give it a try. Doesn't hurt. I'm gonna have to replace the tire if it, either way. So it's just a little plug. So what you see here is the little strips of tire plug. You can get these at Walmart. These aren't, you can buy the whole kit at Walmart. And then you have this little tool, and you just thread this plug into the tool. Okay, now there's another tool that you're supposed to use to clean the hole, but I'm not going to use that. I'm just going to use this because it's on the sidewall. I don't want to make the hole any bigger than necessary. Okay, so you don't push the plug all the way in. You push it in about halfway, and then that's the plug. Now you're supposed to cut that off. I want to cut it off a little bit, that way it doesn't hang up on things. Okay, so I'm going to test it. I aired it back up because you know you lose a little bit of air, but I didn't lose that much. So I aired it back up. I'm going to test it again, see if there's any leaking coming from it. Yeah, it still leaks. Well, I'm disappointed that didn't work. I tried a couple more tries and I put a second plug in, nothing worked. So I guess I'll have to get a new tire. That's kind of disappointing. And then I gotta find some sort of flammable material so I can get that. I'll show you that when I do it, but you'll spray that flammable material inside the tire and the rim. Then you light it and it's supposed to pop out. So I guess that puts the end of the chores today. So if you'll check out this up next video, I'd appreciate it. It'll take you to my other channel. So if I can inspire you to enjoy the beautiful days when you're living your dream. Thanks for watching.